What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Life at the Hamids. It's such a beautiful day today, and it's not been actually great lately. However, the last 2 days and the whole week's going to be really good. Although nighttime temperatures are about 8 degrees at the moment. Expected to rise a couple of degrees, but I don't see it going past 12. In the last video, I did my potato experiment where we checked whether fertilizer made a difference. Potato fertilizer made a difference in the yield and the size of the potatoes, and I showed you the outcome, which was very interesting. And if you haven't watched it, I'll leave a link over here for you to have a look at, and I hope you do so. So it's been about a week and a half since I've actually been to the allotment, because I've started work and it's been hectic. Obviously the kids are coming back and they're settling in, the teachers are settling in, I'm settling in, and I've literally just gone to work and come home and spend time with Elijah and Daffy. So that's basically been my life for the last period of time. Now, I have trusted nature because I saw it was raining and I just left it to it, and I thought, okay, it should be fine. I've just literally done a quick water, and you can see there's some damage from the stormy weather that we had about a week ago. So that is obviously, it's not good, but we'll have a look at it in the video anyway, and I'll show it to you properly. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Let me show you the allotment and how it's going. All right, catch you in a second. All right, so let's start with the tomatoes. Since the stormy weather, you can see there's a bit of damage. So this has fallen down. Now, it might be, you can see that it's just, it's just fallen down. Luckily, I don't see any damage to any tomatoes, but that should have been there, and then this one should have been up here. Let me see if I can stick it in for now. And if you have a look at this one's actually snapped. Not snapped, but you can see it's very warped over here. And what I'm going to have to do is, I'm going to have to actually think about it. I think that's my fault. If you look at the color of that, and then you look at the color of this one, you can see that this has got a nice color to it. This is old bamboo. And what I did is I thought, let me just use the old bamboo in the top, because I just wanted to make another year's worth of use of it. But I don't think they're as strong. So that's a bit of my fault. I think I'm going to have to just use new bamboo next year, or I might even do a new support with wood. Let's see, depending on how much time. The other thing is I wanted to kind of invest in this and not spend too much money. So obviously spending on that, I think it might be cheaper next year just to use the wood and then look for some reclaimed wood and do it, because it's about sustainability, and I just don't want to go to Homebase or wherever and buy wood and just make something and go from there. But let's have a look at the yield. So this will come off. It's a Bulgarian tomato, but I can make use of it. Obviously, I've got a little cut in there. Something's probably in there. I'll cut it off and see what happens. Obviously, these have been on the ground, so I might not be able to harvest them. Not too sure. What I'll do is I'll have to figure out, obviously, as this has gone down and bowed, it's basically allowing the tomatoes to touch the ground, and that's a problem obviously with pests, etc. So yeah, that's a big thing for next year. Last year I didn't have that problem. It did bow, but not enough that the plants were touching the ground, and I was harvesting upwards anyway. But Elijah started to cry, so what I'll do is I'll take the actual camera and let Daffy deal with Elijah, and I'll continue to show you. So give me a second. All right, so yeah, you can see it's got some holes in it, so they shouldn't really be touching the ground. You can see there, that's touching the ground over there, and I don't really want that. Let's see if this is all right. So this is all right again. So anything that's basically not got holes in it should be fine. But this year I've done all right, but I think I need to be better with my weeding. A week and a half, look at the difference. Everything just starts to build up, and I should be getting rid of the stuff on the ground. what I've done is just come in, I've harvested, and I've left whatever's on the ground, which is not a good idea either. But look, I've still got loads. The San Marzanos are starting to ripen up. The honeycomb, that's what they're called. Every video I say the honey something. So this video I went and checked it. The honeycomb tomatoes, they're very good. Again, I will only grow one of them. The Sakuras are the ones that I really love. They're massive compared to the other ones, and they do really well. If I can get a good shot on that, there we go. But yeah, they're lovely. And these are ripened. These have actually all started to ripen, so I could even take that off and ripen on the vine, but I'm not going to. I think the weather's actually doing all right. But look at that. That's just, I didn't expect that. And as you can see, because of that, they're just touching the ground. So I could pull it up, but it's not going to make a difference. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my losses on this one. That should be ripped off. But there, I'm going to take my losses on this one. We're still getting harvest anyway. It's just a few that are touching the ground that I need to get off. Again, look at that one. Because it's been pulled down so much, it's actually just touching the ground. So what I can do, that should be off the ground like that. But instead it's like that. So what I am going to do is I'll figure something out. There's always, whether the will, there's the way. But you can see, since last time, I'm still getting, I've got more tomatoes that are actually starting to ripen and do okay. The K-lets are not doing too bad. Let's see, do we have any whitefly issues? I don't see any on here. So the net's been holding up, seems to be doing all right. And these will basically come up in winter. You can already see on this one that the Brussels sprouts are starting to form on the stem. And that's quite good. So those will actually bulge up and get bigger, and they'll give me a nice harvest. And what I'll do is I'll freeze those. I think this is the purple sprouting broccoli. So you can see I'm starting to get something here. And then once I harvest that, that's Elijah, sorry. Daffy's taking over the camera, Elijah's in the harness. But yeah, you can see there. So once I harvest that, you should get side shoots coming out. Again, I've not been really successful with that previously. What's this one? If I can remember. I actually can't remember. So I'm guessing it's going to be a purple sprouting broccoli. The leaves look the same. Same with this one. Let's keep moving on. Same with this one. And then suddenly, wow, look at that. So this is the Calabrese. So I've already got a head. They should have been bigger, but I don't know whether it's because I didn't water. But the head's quite firm. It's looking quite good. I've got another one forming over here, if you have a look there. And that's quite good. And then I've got one here. And this one seems quite loose, like it's going to flower up. So I don't know whether I should just cut it off and then take side shoots. But let me know. I'm going to be posting this in the next few days, hopefully Monday. So I don't think it's going to flower up before Tuesday. So please, if you do know anything, let me know. Should I cut it off or not? But they're doing quite well. That's the first time I've actually grown Calabrese broccoli. I put it on. I usually just get the greens and I've lifted like that. I've not really got this. So that's quite nice. And the purple sprouting broccoli, again, it's been like that. But I've never really got big sprouts or whatever. So let's see. This year, I'm hoping that this will be all right and go from there. But you can see on this side as well. Now, I'm really tempted to leave this uncovered because I don't have a net big enough to cover it anymore. You can see it's outgrown the size of the actual hoops that I've got. And my net isn't that big. But it's still, I don't know, maybe I'll just leave the net on top. I think I've got a beetroot here. Not sure if it's ready to harvest, but I'm going to do it anyway. So let's have a look here. If Daffy comes around. Last time I didn't get to show you, but basically over here, if you see there, there's the beetroot there. Now the other ones are quite small, but this one seems to be all right. Now I'm going to give it a little twist. Give it a little twist, and then maybe The rest will have space. So this will be my first official beetroot that I've ever grown. Now, that's not bad. It's not massive, but you know what? It's my first one. And obviously, I multi-sown it, so hopefully the rest of them, you can see they're smaller, will just get bigger and bigger. But that's actually not bad. So let's see if there's a difference. I'm not really a beetroot person, but we'll find out now. Whether the will or the way, we'll figure it out. All right, so let me just show you what's happened here. So I left you last time with the potato experiment, and I've not been back since then. So all I did was leave the bags here. Now, this has been demolished, and it looks like something's just been digging around. The compost has been left here. I got a feeling of the fox just digging around in it. Can't think of anything big enough to do anything like this. So I think I'm gonna have to be a bit more careful of how I store these. I should have really just put them in my shed, in the greenhouse part. I could have just stocked them in there, left them out here, and something's just basically had a field day with it. But nonetheless, it's helped me mulch a bit of this, so it's done me a favor. And this bit's easily collected, so I will do that. I don't think I showed you the black moon. The black moon tomatoes, they're quite big. They're actually bigger than last year. If I show you here, they're bigger than last year, and that's not bad. I usually harvested them at this size last year, so these are actually not doing so bad. Let's see. Oh, see, I got some pest damage here. That's not something I usually get, and it might be because of the weather. Anyway, let's move on to the sweet corn. Let me just quickly show you the sweet corn. All right, so since last time, and if you've been watching the videos, you know that I had a problem with something digging these up. Now, these look really healthy, but I'm not sure how much time I've actually got left. The season's more or less over, and I don't have those top bits. I don't know what they're called, but the pollen stalks that come out. But they're starting to grow. They're established. You never know. It's also mini pop sweet corn that I'm getting, so I've still got hope. If not, I've got seeds next year, and I've got the netting ready for next year. But look, this is how it was supposed to be about a month and a half ago. But I thought I'd show you anyway. No point not showing you. And it still looks nice. At least it's full. But yeah, I think it's going to need another month. You never know. If October is okay and there's no frost, it's possible I could get something from it. Now here is that pumpkin that I put down. Now that pumpkin I put down is not growing anything. There's flowers now. It's established to a point that it's actually taken down my pea netting. Wow, this is how long it's been. Got peas growing in the middle and all sorts. Not peas, grass. I need to do a nice amount of weeding here, but I'll do that in a separate video. But yeah, I think I'm just going to let this grow anyway, and it'll be good compost material. I've got a lot to learn from this year for next year. And over here, I've just left this alone because whatever's growing here now is going to be seeds. So you can see here. So this is how I was supposed to harvest them when they're nice and slim and good, healthy. They overgrew last time. So what I decided was, since they didn't do too well here, I'm just going to let these become my seeds for next year. So I'm just waiting for them to die off like this. And even this one I can actually take now. And basically I can let that dry off at home, and that'll be seeds for next year. But what I'll do is I'll just let the whole plant die off. I'll keep watering it anyway, so that more can grow. And then at least I've got my seeds for next year. Look at these. So this is way too big for weeds. You're going to catch them when they're small. But the good thing is, it'll only take me about an hour or two to catch up. Again, whatever is not going well, I can basically use as compost material at the least, if nothing grows from it. But I've had 1, 2, 3 harvests of peas from this. I've got more growing home, by the way, which is doing way better than this. What I'll do is I'll send a picture. I'll put a picture in the video so you can see it. And I'm actually going to get more harvest from that one. That one's not been having any pest problems at home. I don't have a problem with that. Although the squirrel at home, Alvin the idiot, loves to chew up my sunflowers and my squash plants. That's where I have a problem at home. So I think I'm gonna have to switch my strategy, do my sunflowers and squash over here. All right, so it's a bit messy over here, but I just want to show you the cucumbers. Let's see. Is there anything growing? Oh yes, lovely. So I don't know if you can see that, but I've got one cucumber there. I've got another one behind there. Okay, so there's a few. I don't know if you can see those two, but you can definitely see this one over here. And there's one there where my finger is, another one there. I just need to water these for them to grow. And the weather's still all right. I think we'll still get some, as long as there's no frost, this should be okay. No problem. Going on to the beans. So let's see how these have done without watering. Yeah, they're coming along. Do you know what? They're actually coming along quite well. I've got quite a few beans here to harvest. I've got more there. I think this would have done better if I kept on watering. No, it's doing all right. If you come around here, Daffy, you can see a whole lot more. Let's take that off. And then you can see, look up this side, we've got beans here. So yeah, now imagine if this is a plant that's been catching up. I probably got these in a long time after I should have. It was like what, 3-4 problems, 4 sowings where I had problems. Now the one thing that I have to be careful of is this. So I saw it on this about a week and a half ago. And what I did was, when I'm at home, I use the what's it called? The hose, and I just wash them off. But over here it's hard. So what I do is I kind of do it by hand, and I get the watering can and I just kind of use my fingers and get rid of them. Now this plant over here, it's the same beans. So you can see the black flies really have damaged this and caused the problem. But I probably won't be eating from this one. Let's have a look. You can see there's a big difference. Let's wipe that off. You see? And they're just basically sucking out the water and causing problems over here. So what I'm going to do is, I do have something to deal with this. You can see they're all over there. Probably should have come midweek and basically had a look. But it doesn't matter, because this one is quite healthy, as you can see, and there's so many on there. So I'm not too fussed. As long as I get a few more, and I will be, because you can see there's flowers going along this one. This one's not been affected, so it's continuously growing, and so are the other ones. But yeah, I think I'll harvest most of these today, and it'll cause more to basically grow. These are the marmand. Now what I did is I topped as many as I could before leaving, but you can see they're starting to ripen up, but we've got quite a lot of them, and they're doing all right without me even watering. So I'm not complaining. They're not doing too bad. I've got green ones as well, but you can see that there's quite a lot. So I could actually pick most of these and then let the rest focus on ripening. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that today as well. So what have I shown you? Beans, cucumbers, tomatoes, brassicas. Here's the chilies, as you can see. I've got, I can't remember if this is green pepper, but we've got some pretty pathetic green peppers here. But the weather's not been great. And what are these? We've got some chilies here as well. Again, they will be spicy. Oh no, I think these are the rodeo. I can't remember. These are definitely the rodeo. If you look here, these are the rodeo chili peppers. So possibly, but that's actually not bad if it's a rodeo pepper. Not too bad at all. Let's see what else have we got here. Looking at this one, nothing on this one. This has got to be a rodeo as well, but nothing on these. I'm not going to do my chilies here next year until I get a cover sorted, which I have got, and I'll do that next year. All right, so let's look at the aubergines. The aubergines are actually not doing that bad. Look, I've got one aubergine. I didn't think I'd get an aubergine. Obviously, it's not ripe or fully grown. The point is I got something. Now, I can't remember what these were called. Can't remember, but they're not the normal black beauty aubergines. Lovely in colour. If you look at that, a bit of purple, a white, and it's just like striped. Really, really beautiful. Now, let's see if they can get any size to them. Got another one over here, but I don't know if you can see there's some holes in there because it's been too close to the ground and something is going in there and digging it up. I've got a lot of weeding to do next year. Look, this is a whole unused area that I could have used as well. So next year can only be better. Now let's have a look here. Do I have anything here? Nope. Do I have any flowers here? No, not on that one. I've got a couple of flowers on this one. So hopefully that'll be all right. This, which is the black beauty courgette, I think it was the green courgettes, is not really growing anything else. Oh, it is. But this didn't do so well. I think this is a watering issue. So what I'll do is this week I'll come every day and I'll water. Since we've got a week of good weather, but you can see that's there. And I'm hoping in a week and a half, I can get some good few more courgettes and do that. And what I'll do is I'll clean up the lower leaves and neaten it up. It's a shame. I was hoping I'd get a yellow courgette, but nothing at all. And yeah, that plant's just not doing so well. Giving it a water, but it is what it is. Again, you know, this year's gone better than I thought, so I'm not complaining. Okay, so let's move on to the squash. I think the time has passed for any new squash plants to be growing. However, what I've done is I've just turned these over. So they were sitting there. Whatever's there, I just want the other sides to colour up. So I've turned them over and just allowing the other side there to get some sunlight on it. And that's it. But I won't be harvesting these till the plants die off or until at least that goes brown there. And I know it's all right. Let's see. Do I need to turn this on? Did I turn this on already? Let's have a look. I want to do this without breaking it as well. Well, this one seems pretty all around coloured. So I'm going to leave that as it is. Let's look at this big one over here. Okay. This one I need to try and turn without actually damaging it. So let's see if I can do that. Which way can I move it? Possibly move it like that. There we go. And that's still all right. There we go. Got a few slugs. Look at that. Got a few slugs hiding underneath that. Let me just wipe that off and let the birds deal with the rest. But there we go. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna, I'll still water it, but I'll leave it as it is. Look, I've got a small pumpkin over here. Might as well turn that around. Let some colour get to that. Can you see? And that should brighten up. Let's see how this uchikikuri is do. So if I can, without damaging this, I want to turn it around. All right, so that's the squash. Again, not as productive as last year, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a really tiny one. So I'm not complaining. Banana squash, second year coming, failure. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant those early next year. These again were late. But you've got to remember that with this bed, what it was this was where the grapevine was. So I actually was busy doing other stuff. And this whole section, it was going wrong. And I had so many weeds and whatnot. So I had put mushroom compost over everything so I could tackle it. And then I've put all of that fabric down there so I can control the weeds. And to be honest, it's actually looking a lot better than last year in terms of weed control. Obviously, I've got to go through the beds and pick bits out. But I'm telling you now, if you looked at one of the videos where each time I went away and I came back, it was a lot worse than this. So I'm not complaining. in terms of that. And I think next year is just lovely. I'll have a blank canvas. I'll probably cover up some of the beds. I should ideally plant green manure if I'm going to do it now, but I've not done it, and I'm probably not going to do it. Let's see. All right, let's look at this. So last time I had 2. I've got 1, 2, and a really tiny one there. Let's see. There, can you see that? So that's not bad again. First year harvest, not going to happen. I'm just going to leave it there. It's going to be a lovely flower. But that is my globe artichoke. I'm actually really proud of that. Really, really proud of that. I've always wanted to grow artichokes, and they're really not that hard once you put the crowns in the ground. I've got half a sunflower there. The other half is flowered, but no seeds yet. So I'm going to half seeds for seeds. Look at the flower section. Do you know what? Those have died off. I can't remember what they were. They were white and yellow in the middle. They were all planted late, but they did all right. I did get a bloom. I've still got a little mini Californian poppy there. But this Cosmos fizzy purple is lovely. It's lovely. I know I've got to come across and deadhead some of these. But like these, you know what? It'd be lovely to collect seeds from these as well. Look at that. So many seeds to collect from this. So yeah, I'll probably save seeds as well from this. So that's not bad. But yeah, you can see even behind, they just grow loads. So since I've got a couple of these dying off, I'll let them save seeds. To keep them to save seeds, but I will deadhead, because the more I deadhead, the more I'll get. But I've got my sunflowers there as well, growing, and no squirrel, no Alvin to come and chew away and get rid of it. All right, I've got one last thing to show you. I know this has been a long video, but one last thing to show you. All right, so this is the raised bed where I'm putting the rhubarb in. This is quite dehydrated. The one thing with this is raised beds drain very well, but they also dehydrate, and you need to keep on top of the watering. So as you can see, these aster are coming. That's what I was talking about when I said I was going to give you a full kind of, I've not seen the allotment, let's look at it together. But when I walked in, these looked like they were dying, and I just had to give them a emergency water because they weren't gone that far. But you can see they're very frail looking, but they're beautiful. I'm definitely going to be growing these again. Lovely flowers, if you can see there. And then I've got my sunflowers again over there. Probably not going to put sunflowers in here. I'd rather put a whole load of aster around the side and make this one of those beds. But there, can you see? I don't know if it's too late for that one. That one looks like it's mullered. But again, not doing too bad. These rhubarbs I'm not going to harvest. None of it. No more harvesting. Let these go and basically store energy for next year. I'm just glad that crown didn't die when I broke it off. There you have it, everyone. Lots of good, less bad. I know there's a few bits that haven't gone well, but I expected it. It's been about a week and a half, so the only thing that I should have done is probably come in between and watered it. But I thought it was raining quite bad, so I thought it'd be all right. But it doesn't matter. Nothing's basically dying. I just got to deal with that plant with the black fly really quickly. So that's going to be a priority. And do a second watering. And then all I'm going to do is just come in and water every 2 days while I'm coming back and forth from work. Work is now, obviously, I'm back in motion, so I can fit that time in. But yeah, please let me know how your allotment's going, how your gardening's going. It's really lovely to hear from the community, and as we grow, it's just lovely to actually build a family of gardeners and like-minded people. As always, please remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next one.